Hey there, thanks for staying tuned in to the Weather Network. I hope you had a great weekend. We have a lot going on as we move into the new work and school week. I know a lot of kids going back to school. Of note, a pretty major system moving into southern Ontario, and with that, we begin our active weather coverage.
Now, Environment Canada has already issued widespread special weather statements for Tuesday morning all across southern Ontario. This system could be bringing in up to about 15 centimeters of snow. We're going to see some light snow move across the Great Lakes on Monday. That's not our impactful system. This is just a weak clipper. That's going to be bringing in a couple centimeters.
Not a lot of moisture with this one. This is no big deal. If you think about it in terms of a meal, it's the appetizer to the main course. Now, here's a look at what we have left to go through at this point.
Yeah, I would say most of the snow has already fallen. This is coming to an end as we head through Sunday night. This is our system. This is our entree, our main event moving in. That's Bay. We will see a transition over to rain, though. Temperature is getting above that freezing mark.
Yeah, and that just goes to show how dynamic this system is. And by midweek, as it makes its way into Atlantic Canada, likely to transition to rain as well in the warm sector. But check out these snow amounts that
go up towards the snowbelt regions of southern Ontario. Widespread system snow. You can make sure, or I should say, make sure you set your alarms extra early Tuesday morning. You're going to thank us later because we've got lots of snow, and we've been dealing with snow squalls over the weekend.
Over 90 vehicles were involved in that collision.
Wow, that's just terrifying. Just shows you what snow squalls can really do. 1 second you're in clear sunny skies, the next near zero visibility. Now, we saw quite a bit of snow on the Atlantic coast. The Maritimes picked up over 30 centimeters of snow. Charlottetown, you win with 42 centimeters of snow. The good news, slowly coming to an end.
The not so good news, your temperatures take a nosedive for Monday. It is going to be so frigid, and with that cold air, we do have some CFX snow, especially likely for parts of western Newfoundland.
Now, as we head later on in the week, we'll likely get into a little bit more active weather, but on the opposite coast, we're using rain Sunday night into Monday through parts of the Fraser Valley, areas like Abbotsford and Chilliwack. Don't be surprised if you see a little bit of ice and some slippery conditions for Monday morning.
Yeah, parts of the region actually had a winter storm warning in place. We don't often see that for the south coast of BC. But in terms of how much snow we're expecting before we get a break on Tuesday, we're talking about 5 to 10 centimeters for parts of the southern interior. Of course, those higher elevations, we'll see those snowfall totals pick up. Right, in terms of ice thickness before lacing up and hitting the ice this winter.
Well, active weather coast to coast this past weekend, and as we head into next week, we've got more on the way, and Chris St. Clair will be joining in about 1 minute to talk about the long-range forecast. A system moving into the west coast, bringing in significant high elevation snow, rain, and the risk for some freezing rain. We've got some snow spreading across the Great Lakes, bringing in generally about 2 to 5 centimeters, not a lot. We've got more on the way later on in the week, and Atlantic Canada saw significant snow over the weekend. Over 30 centimeters fell across parts of the Maritimes, including areas like Charlottetown. Now, as we head later on in the week, this is the system that I was talking about, set to track over the Great Lakes through Tuesday and Tuesday night. This will be bringing in widespread 5 to 15 centimeters of snow across much of southern and central Ontario. We'll see temperatures rise above that freezing mark and eventually transition over to rain with the risk for some isolated freezing rain. Now, speaking of freezing rain, we're dealing with that along the south coast of BC, in through parts of Vancouver Island as we head through Sunday night. Not expecting anything too widespread, and from one extreme to the next, significant rain for California. But here's your Long Ranger.